will you talk a little bit about these next couple of games, non-conference games? I mean, how does that affect what you guys are doing and so forth in terms of conference goals and things like that?
I think for me, for this team, it's an opportunity to, looking at the big picture, the non-conference games that can add to your overall record, basically, and also this time of year can help you to you want to try to improve. It's an opportunity to play some different people outside the league, and every time you step on the court, you got a chance to get better, and you got a chance to add to our overall record. So all that counts. Every game counts. So, for the guys that's been around. Bracket buster piece and all that, that's a standard procedure this time of year. You come to expect it. You're going to play someone outside your league. So you look forward to it, and you look forward to the competition. Chance to get better.
Does it become kind of a distraction or a chance to?
I just think you look at the big picture, it's a chance overall to build on your overall, season and record, and a chance to get better. It can be a positive. It's really what you make of it. It's what you make of it. That's a good way to put it. It's what you make of it. You can get out of it what you put into it and what you make of it. So, anytime we have competition, it can be a confidence builder.
What do you know about New Orleans at this point?
Don't know a whole lot. Watching film, we pretty much went over our game, our last game against Akron, and we'll start pointing more towards New Orleans as the week goes on, but on Tuesday and Wednesday.
What about the concept of the bracket booster itself? When it first started, it was to help mid-majors get games because of the home-and-home concept, get more recognition. But now it's going to go away after this year in the current form. What do you think about when it started, and then what might take its place, if anything?
I think anything that helps scheduling is a positive. So that's been a positive. But I think the biggest challenge is the timing. I think the timing piece, being in the middle of your conference season, I think that timing, I think that's a challenge. And I also think, at this time of year, it really benefits, if anybody, the teams that are, the highest ranked RPI teams, or teams that are highest ranked in your conference. It helps them because they're playing like teams, and it helps their resume for postseason play, NCAA tournament, at-large bids. I think that was a part of it, but not every team is going to benefit from that. Maybe a few, but what might replace it? I don't know. I think some conferences are going to playing more league games, so that's 2 less games you got to schedule. I don't know, but a lot of things run their course. Maybe with bracket busters, like as a whole, I don't know if everyone benefited as a whole as much as maybe certain teams, but it does anything to help fill out your schedule and get a return game or a home game. It helps in scheduling.
talk about, you mentioned that you looked back at the Akron game. What were the things that struck you from that game?
I tell you, defensively, we did a much better job. I thought, I think they shot like maybe 37% from the floor, and if it, like just in half-court defense, I thought we did a much better job guarding them. I thought we did a decent job. I think we got hurt. Second chance points, they out-rebounded us. They had 16 offensive rebounds. I think they had 21 or 20-some odd points off of second chance points, and they had 16 points off our turnovers. But again, we were right there. Under 7 minutes to go, we had 3 or 4 possessions to cut the lead to 4 points or less, and we didn't convert. We turned it over, and Akron's one of those teams. You turn the ball over and you don't take advantage of it. As the game progresses, they, the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, 3 or 4 minutes of the game, they're good at taking advantage of that. But I thought defensively we really weren't bad. Our offense, we didn't make enough shots, and we couldn't score enough points. We didn't score enough points, and the timing too. But we competed. We did compete. I would say that we competed pretty well, and we did some good things defensively.
There was a while there that, or more than a while, several games that Luke struggled to shoot, but it appears the last couple of games maybe he's got a little more confidence, and that comes from shots going in. Have you seen that from him then?
Yeah, you know what? Luke's a little bit like an open book. You kind of read him based on his emotions. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, so you kind of know when he is feeling good and is in a good place, confident. And I give him credit. I don't know exactly where his mindset or how he got his I don't know what the right word is, mindset or reprogrammed his thinking or whatever, but he's his leadership and his approach, being positive and fighting through whatever struggles he had, and then when he came off the bench, embracing that, and just making sure that the things that he brings to the table, beside making shots, that he embraced and made obvious. And I think that came first. And then he loosened up, for whatever reason. He's playing more relaxed, and to me, he's been a senior. He's provided senior leadership, and that's something I think maybe he let his shooting, whatever challenges, affect that, because he puts pressure on himself like a lot of guys do to perform. But yeah, Luke, he's playing a lot more comfortable, and he's taken the leadership role as a senior, and I think he's been in a good place.
Outside of the shooting, what are the things that Luke does provide? I think one of them off the top would be his defense, especially on the perimeter.
Yeah, you know what, and I think he's gotten better at that this year. I think he's defensively on the ball. He's taking the challenge, and he's gotten better at that. And he's a guy that will give up his body, charges, loose balls. He's a good help defender, and he's vocal. He's vocal. Again, he kind of wears his emotions on his sleeves, and he's not afraid to show his emotions. He's not what you call a reserve guy. So that fire, that emotional fight. He brings that, and that's something for our team. That's a plus. That's something that we need.
Good.
Holmes setting the school block shot record. I mean, you knew he was blocking a lot of shots in junior college. Did you still see that he was capable of before the season began?
No question. If there's one thing I knew he'd be able to do is block shots, and that was something when you watched him play either at the junior college at Moraine Valley, in a game or in practice, you knew he'd be able to block shots. I thought that he was his play against Akron. I thought he was a bright spot. I thought that he competed against Zeke and their big guys. I thought physically he competed, and that was good to see. To break a single season record at a school like Bowling Green or any school in our conference or around the country is to me a big feat. Cornelius Cash, I guess, held the record, and I knew Cash. He's the first BG guy that I really knew. I knew him, and I knew what kind of player he was because I played against him when he was in college and I was in high school. So I knew how physically dominant he could be, especially in the paint. So, but there's a lot. I would like to see Nate Durbin's block shots kept back in the day, but you got to deal with the modern era of statistics, and Sean is a good shot blocker, and he'll, God willing, he stays healthy and he progresses, he'll break this record. He'll block more shots than this, but he also learned to take charges. He also learned how to play pre-post defense. He'll do a lot of things outside of blocking shots to make him a better defender. But I think he's got a chance to break this year's record too.
Looking at, he had the 15 points against Akron. He at times has shown a nice shot from the outside. Yeah. What are there things that he is doing that might have surprised you a little bit?
I knew he had a decent touch. He went 5 for 5 from the free throw line, so I was happy with him making his free throws. You know what? My expectations of him, in my opinion, he can be as good as he wants, and that's on him. He can be as good as the work he puts in. So it's basically more or less probably it's up to him.
Where are the areas where he needs to put that work in?
No, he got to continue to work in the weight room. He got to get stronger, physically. He's got to get stronger. I think that's the biggest thing. And then you got to continue to work on his skill, shooting, passing, dribbling, just skill level, because he's a guy that can play out on the court a little bit. He needs strength to play more in the post. And I think there's guys that you say that they are energy guys. They're guys with activity and energy guys. And I think that's the area he needs to grow in. I want people to describe him as a high energy guy, because he's so athletic, he's so long. When you combine that with energy and activity, you get productivity. So motor, they usually have motor, that's the word I'll use, motor. When you got a motor, that adds. And in all that area, he can continue to grow. He got a chance.
Close the MAC tournament's about 3 weeks away.
Okay.
Do you like the progress your team's making toward being ready for that final exam of the season, or are you're still some things you need to?
Oh, it's always things, always things. Yeah, I'm thankful we got 6 games in roughly 3 weeks of season. Yeah. No. We made some strides, and we've helped to, thank God, put ourselves in a position where we can accomplish even more. You know, we definitely not satisfied. But yeah. These 3 weeks and 6 games, we need to make them work for us. You know, we need to get as much out of them as we can.
Good?